Welcome to Where They Wander. We're Kat and Kev, and we've lived in our RV on the road for 3 years.
This week, we're taking a number of short connecting hikes to reach Ladder Falls in the North Cascades National Park. This is an easy hike and great for families. Let's go!
After leaving Cascade Wagon Road, we moved to
the North Cascades National Park at Newhalem Campground.
We cannot say enough good things about the Wagon Road campground, and Bob and their family there were amazing. We loved our time there. Today we are going to go on just a short hike.
Yeah, we're headed over to Newhalem, which is a company town, an energy company town. They built all the dams and electrical power plants in the area.
Ooh, how exciting. This is our site. We are in site 5. It's a pull through, plenty big enough. Right now we are going to go this way through the park to meet up with a trail. Our rig is just over here, and this is where the trailhead starts. So it's in between 4 and 5, and this looks like it's just a parking space rather than an actual campground, because there's no picnic table, there's no nothing. But you see the trail starts at the end of it, so if you're looking to do the same route we're doing, you have to come down through this little parking space first.
There's 2 trails that connect right here. This is Tanoa Tree Trail, and down that way is the Skagit River Loop Trail.
So this is the Tanoa Tree Trail that we're crossing. We're not going on it. That's a really cute trail.
This is the Tanoa Tree Trail right here.
All right, and which one are we going on?
Oh, we're going down this way, down the road. We're going.
Okay, gotcha. Oh, here we go.
Breathtaking Trail, it's called. So we're right here. We're going to follow this green line all the way to here. And cross here. This is a mile to here to the general store, and then from there, in this same property, this is Newhalem. We're going to walk to this end of the property, across the river, and go on this little Ladder Creek Falls trail by the powerhouse and back.
Wonderful.
All the way back this way.
After our excursion up the Cascade Mountains and up to the snow area that we went to, which was very, very steep, it's going to be nice to hike on a little bit of flat for a little while. Don't you agree?
Yeah, and then we can do this one too, the River Loop Trail. This is always all flat too.
But here we are finally on a trail and off the roads, and Newhalem is this way. This is the Newhalem Creek. It goes along the campground and it leads to the Skagit River. I've found a chair. We're relaxing a little bit. Let's go over here and see if we can get down to the creek. Let's have a look what we can go explore over here. Oh, well, this looks awful, doesn't it? Oh my goodness. We have arrived at a bridge. Apparently you can just do a little loop here and go back on the road straight back to the campground that way, but that's not us. We are going to go over this lovely bridge right here and keep going. Oh, yeah, this is not for Cat. No, that's a no, but there is a walking part right here, so that's good. Oh, it's so pretty. One of the things that we've just not been able to get over since we've been up here is just how beautiful and clear the water is. It's just magnificent.
Horizon, that's all I did. I don't even look down. It's just like a road. Look, you just walk. So keep your eyes up. You walk over here.
We crossed the bridge and we turned immediately left to go this way. All right, we're still going this way to Newhalem. This tiny building along the Newhalem Creek helped power construction of the entire Skagit Hydro project. In 1919, work began on a temporary powerhouse designed to provide power for the town of Newhalem and the construction of Gorge Dam. Here it says, do not enter tail race due to sudden water fluctuations. So this can suddenly become full of a lot more water. The original wooden building was destroyed by fire in 1966 and the current building was constructed in 1970. Although the building has changed, the same generating equipment has been producing electricity since 1921. During the 1966 fire, a 70-foot high sheet of water blew out behind the powerhouse, protecting the surrounding forest.
Here we are at the powerhouse, and we were walking along the creek over here earlier. We crossed the creek on that bridge. That's the Skagit River right here. And so we're at the powerhouse here. So they've diverted the water from way up here into these tunnels down to the powerhouse. Right now it's not running. Right now we're going to continue on. There's some falls right here if it's running at all. You'll see the falls right here. To this footbridge and over to these ladder falls over here.
This is where the loop section starts. So we're going to come back on that section. So we're going to start this way to the left and we're going to follow the river.
Largest broadleaf tree native to the Northwest.
Huh. And that's what these are? What
Way
the heck?
There. See those
the ones with the big leaves,
yeah.
Not pine needles.
Broadleaf.
This is one of the trees that you see the majority of up here. This is a cedar and they just go on forever until you end up at their crown where all of their leaves are. They're so beautiful.
These 4 cedars are growing in a straight line, which isn't normal. Nobody planted them this way. They grew along a nursery tree. This is a tree that has died and becomes a home for saplings and new life.
Look at this huge tree that fell. It must maybe a lightning strike, but this is what it fell off of. You can see Kev there for some perspective, but look, it fell off of this right here. Amazing. It's got to have been a lightning strike, or maybe it was dead, but it doesn't look dead because it looks like it had leaves at the top, see, or...
Hey, check this out. If you look in this forest, you can see these giant trees. This is the top forest. There's the giant conifers and broadleafs. And then this lower forest with the vine maples and these smaller shrubbery trees. And then the bottom down here, if you look over here, this is everywhere. This is called Oregon grape. And they have these little, look like blueberries on them. And it's everywhere. Around.
So not blueberries then, Kev?
No, but that's why I said they taste
so
just
glad,
like a grape.
So glad he didn't eat them. Wait, they taste just like a grape. So you did eat them. Do not
taste like a green grape.
Do not do what we do. All right, we're close enough to the river that we can get down here without too much of a scramble. And this is a very, very important salmon river. This is where the salmon swim up to spawn and die and then swim out to the ocean, stay in the ocean for 2 years and then come back up this very same river.
This is the Trail of the Cedar Suspension Bridge, a wire cable bridge over the Skagit River built in 1969 as part of a pathway to facilitate pedestrian access from Newhalem to the Trail of the Cedars. This stunning suspension bridge spans 250 feet.
The Skagit Valley has a long history of flooding. History tells of great floods in 1815 and 1856. Within the time that official records have been kept, the worst flood was that of 1909, causing $1.5 million worth of damage. A flood of similar proportions today would cost $34 million. Completion of the Ross Dam in 1952 has greatly minimized flooding of the Skagit River. This is what Conway, Washington looked like in 1951. We've arrived at Newhalem, and like Kevin said, this was a company town. It was the town for the Puget Sound Energy, and the original buildings were a general warehouse, commissary, general office, and foreman's bunkhouse. The warehouse is gone, but the others are still used as a commissary, souvenir shop, and hotel. And then they also have added some buildings, like another hotel and so on. We're just sitting here enjoying our snack. I don't know whether you can see it from here. There you go. So right there, there's a huge siren, and it just went off at noon, and it's so loud. And then we're looking around like, okay, we've just been talking about what would happen if the dam went and why there is an evacuation route here, given all the scenarios of how the dam could break. And then this thing goes off.
Yeah, it's letting the guys that are working around here, living around here, know at 12 o'clock that the commissary is open for lunch.
The information center is wonderful. It has lots of information about the history of building the dam itself. And as you can see, there is also some turbines here. J.D. Ross, the namesake of Ross Lake, is actually also called the father of Seattle Light. From the beginning, he said, I had a dream to harness the power of the Skagit River with a series of 3 dams. He was the superintendent of power and light here, and he was the one who was unceasing in his determination to harness that power. The first Skagit Dam Gorge in 1924 was built, and then they continued with the completion of Diablo and Ross power plants, and today these dams remain an important part of the citizen-owned utility, producing up to 25% of the electricity used by residents and businesses in Seattle.
This is a kind of cable right here that brings the power. This one must be rubber coated, but this is the one, the transmission lines that you see.
Look at this.
Look how big it is.
It's heavy too.
Newhalem was a well-established company town. At one time, over 300 men worked on this project. The company provided housing, school, social halls, and a general store. Today, around 40 people still live and work here. This is the number 6 oil-burning prairie-type locomotive built by the Baldwin Locomotive Works in 1928 and owned by Seattle City Light. Number 6 was the only steam locomotive to have worked on the Skagit River Railway, which operated from 1919 to 1954. After the railroad was abandoned, Number 6 was retired and went on display here in historic Newhalem.
We're back to where we crossed the bridge, where the Gorge Inn is. The Gorge Inn is now part of the Newhalem Historic District. The inn was constructed in 1925 to serve as the central mess hall for employees on the Skagit River dams. It later served as a dining facility catering to the popular Skagit tours.
In 1973, the dining facility moved to the town of Diablo. The Gorge Inn sat vacant for almost 4 decades. In 2013, Bassetti Architects rehabilitated the building as a dining and meeting facility for visitors and workers at the historic site.
We're walking along the mighty Skagit right here, and little rapids right here. Beautiful, fast-flowing river. I wasn't expecting it to be quite so forceful. But as you can see, we've got the workstation and the yard to our left here, rivers to our right, and we're making our way to the Ladder Creek Trail. Okay, so we're going this way. So we're going to go down here. The road is over there where you walk, but we're going to go down this way. And of course, we're going to go over a tiny narrow bridge, not the big road, but the pump house is over here. Oh, this is amazing. Maximum of 10 people on the bridge at any one time. It's like the other one we just went on, only narrower. So that's awesome. Oh my goodness. Okay, this is another one of those incredible suspension bridges. It goes over the Skagit River. And this is actually the Gorge Dam and the Gorge Power House right here behind Kevin. And it is magnificently beautiful. I'm not a huge fan of the bridge, but look at this. J.D. Ross wanted this to be a place where people not only got power, but also came to visit. So he created a beautiful garden and walk, and that's the trail we're going to do today. He created it in 1920s. By 1925, this had become a very popular place. They also built a zoo here over by Diablo, which of course is no longer there. But we're going to take that trail that J.D. Ross did back in the 1920s. J.D. Ross actually planted a botanical garden around this pump house to make it more family friendly. And in 1925, public tours of the Skagit Power House began. Not really even on the trail officially yet, but we're gonna go over here and see what we can see. Oh, goodness me. This first section is a little steep. I mean, nothing major, but it's definitely a little steep. The trail goes that way, but we are going to go have a look at this bridge overlook, which is going to take us over the falls that we just saw, and see what we can see. Oh my goodness. Oh, it's just like heaven here. Quite the steps to get up here.
Falls, if you don't, you have to go this way to see the falls.
Yeah, you have to go that way to see the falls, but if you come up this far and you have had enough, you can cut over and then start your way back down. But we are going to keep going up, up, up. And that's just half of it. So we'll...
another view at the top.
Yeah, we're going to go all the way to the top to see it. Okay, come up just a little more to see this beautiful falls. So then we can get to see the whole thing, but this is it in sections kind of thing. Oh my gosh, it's gorgeous. There's only one way to get to the top of a waterfall. You either go up a trail or you go up steps. If you come here during the summer hours, from 9 p.m. to midnight, they light these falls and these pools. It must be absolutely beautiful. And there are lights all the way up the steps.
Well, there's more lights down, another light box down there.
So they light this whole section of the hike if you want to do it at night. How gorgeous is that? Okay, we're here at the top and you can go back down this way to the right as you're looking down the stairs, but we want to go back the way we came because we just want to stay alongside of this beautiful waterfall and maybe take some more shots. Now it looks like at one point you could go all the way up here. See, I'm going to zoom in and see if I can see it. The bridge up there, but it's covered in dead trees and fallen trees. So I imagine at one point you could have gone over that lookout bridge, and I think it went further on and you could go all the way to the top of the falls, but that is not the case anymore. You can only come to here.
You can walk across the top of that log, or it's a wildlife bridge. They can crawl across the top up there.
Saying goodbye to the gorgeous falls that are here, and we're going this way, back down the steps. Like Kevin said, we're not going to come all this way up these beautiful steps to this waterfall and then walk the other way, not experiencing the waterfall. So, hold on. Kev and the beautiful waterfall. There we go. I got it, I think. This is the little tiny creek that a lot of people said you have to try to cross when it's wet. Luckily for us today, it is not wet and we can just step over it, but there's quite big boulders here, so you should be able to get over it with no problem. And down we come. This young lady has run up and down these steps at least 4 or 5 times since we've been coming up and down. So we're all the way down now back to the bottom of the waterfalls, and we're here back at the Gorge Power House. So if you do the loop, you literally pass it, but if you don't do the loop and come back the same way you went up, you can just turn right where Kevin's turning right there, and it's going to take you to it. So let's go. So this is the way you would have come back down had you done the loop. We did not. Look how pretty they make it out here. The butterflies and everything. Yay. All right. And in we go. Thank you, sir. Oh, you got your timeline here. Always like a good timeline. So the Gorge Power House is built, then the Diablo Dam, and then the Ross Dam. Oh my goodness, we're actually inside the powerhouse. I didn't realize, yes, I did realize that's what we were coming into, but I didn't realize you'd be able to actually see. Guys, this is cool. If you've watched our video of the Hoover Dam, this is not quite as big, but these turbines almost look as big, Kev.
2 are running. This one's running right here, and the one at the very far end.
So the 2 at the far end are running? Yes!
See the light is on the top.
That is very cool. So once again, if you come the opposite way and make the loop, you will come back down this way. And it's so pretty because it looks just like it did when J.D. Ross designed it. Now we've come to the other side of the building this way, and now we're going to go across the actual road, which is concrete and feels a little more secure. Oh, this is amazing. This has got an actual sidewalk on it. I feel much better on this. Oh, look at this. All the water coming out. So 2 of the turbines were working that we saw as we showed you. Can't get over how beautiful it is. I like the bridge too. The bridge is really cool. What a day. What a day, what a hike. Another amazing day, another amazing hike. Now we're going to make our way back through the forest and back to camp.
Yeah. Even a tree this strong and massive has to bend to adversity. Look.
Wow.
thing made it bend, but it lives at a very acute angle.
Acute angle, yes, it's definitely an acute angle.
We hope you enjoyed our hike to the Trail of Cedars and the Ladder Creek Falls. Join us next week as we explore more of the North Cascades National Park. Until then, we'll see you on the trail.